All right, this is Bob Maloney from My MMA News, and tonight I'm talking to a good friend of mine, Mick OBrien, the baby gorilla. Mick is fighting at Stellar Fights 45 coming up February 1st in Delaware. Mick, my man, how you feeling, brother? Good to see you. I know you're in the middle of camp.
I'm feeling good, man. I'm ready to get back in there. It's been a long time. It's been about a year and a half, and I've been training consistently the whole time. 2019, I had a bunch of fights fall through on me, so I've pretty much been in a consistent fight camp for 5 or 6 months now. So I'm ready to finally get in there and do this.
Listen, I follow you on social media and we talk, so I know that you live in the gym. You're always there when whether you're fighting or help get someone else ready. Tell me, tell me so far, do you feel like Mick? How long have you been involved in the sport, and what got you involved in fighting in the first place?
I had a friend of mine start training at Team Vicious. That's where I started at, and he was trying to get me to do it for a while, and I just wasn't really interested. And then one day I went to the gym, went to a practice with him, and I loved it. And I just kept doing it ever since then. It's been almost 6 years now since then, and I haven't looked back.
How would you explain your style? Would you say you're a striker, you're a ground guy? I know everybody wants to be well rounded, but how would you describe yourself?
Uh, well, I've always leaned more towards grappling, but this past year and a half, I've been working on a lot of things. I got some uh, new tools that I'm going to be showing in this fight, so it's going to be fun.
Well, let's talk about this fight. Okay, Reese Ward. I've seen Reese Ward a fight a bunch of times, and I think this is a case where if you look at his record, he has a lot of losses. I think you're doing yourself a disservice if you're going to fight him because the guy brings I love this fight. Both of you guys have tons of heart. He's lost a couple close fights, but he comes from a great camp at 302. Talk to me about Reese Ward, and what do you have to do to get this victory?
Brad's actually been trying to make this fight with me and Reese for a long time, over a year. He's been trying to make this fight, but it just never really worked out, whether it was on my end or it was on his end. And me and Reese have actually talked a couple of times about it too, trying to make it happen for ourselves. We knew the fight was going to come together eventually, and now we're finally going to do it. And I have a lot of respect for Reese. I mean, he's a tough guy, like you said. About his record, he's had a lot of close fights. I couldn't even tell you how many times I've watched him fight, all of his fights, and he's fought some tough guys, and he comes to fight. I come to fight. Me and him have similar records. We've had similar experience, like on the bad end of close decisions, and I think it's a good matchup, really, for me and him. I think it's going to be a fun fight.
I love it, man. I can't wait. I'm glad I'm going to be right there watching it. Tell me a little bit about you've trained with a lot of you have a lot of friends in the business, so you train at a lot of places. But tell me about now where your main camp is and who you're working with, who's going to be in your corner helping you get ready for this fight.
Well, I've been training at Kyoto Brazilian Jiu Jitsu for almost 3 years now, and that's my main gym. We do some cross training at other places. Like I still make my way down to Team Vicious occasionally and get some work with those guys. And we also go up to Raptor Martial Arts Academy. It's a jiu-jitsu school up the road from us. We go up there and I get some good work in with those guys too.
Great. Listen, if you guys follow Mick OBrien on social media. Him and I, we can sit here and talk. If I asked Mick if the Earth was flat or if it was round, we could be here for about a 2-hour interview, man. Mick has a great view on things, and he makes it fun, man. He's one of the guys that makes social media fun for me because we can kid around, and he's got such a personality, man. And that's how you fight too, Mick. You know what I mean? When you fight with the same personality that you have on social media, man. Tell me a little bit about you on there and some of the crazy things we see.
Well, the big one that you mentioned there about the Earth being flat, it just makes a lot more sense than living on a ball. You know what I mean?
I hear you. I hear you. Anyway, Mick, before we go, give some shout outs or some love to, somebody who's, helped you out, not for this, just for this fight camp, but, along the way. And it doesn't have to be a fighter, somebody, who's giving you moral support, who's going to be there screaming for you to get your arm raised.
I want to give a shout out to my friends and my team at Kyoto, Jay, Cody. Brittany's not there with us anymore, but she's been there for me a lot. So shout out to her too. My other teammates there. Give a shout out to the people up at Raptor Academy that we go up and cross train with occasionally, because I always get good work with those guys. Shout out to the guys at Team Vicious too, Scott Diggs, John Powell. If it weren't for them, I wouldn't even be doing this right now. They gave me my start, so I want to thank them too. My family, like my sisters, my mom, they always support me no matter what. So it's all them.
Yeah, that's important, man. You got to have that love, because, once the cage door is closed behind you, you're all by yourself in there with the other man and the referee, man. So listen, Mick, thanks for giving me some time in the middle of camp. Best of luck to you with your final preps, any weight cutting, and I'll see you in Harrington, Delaware, my man, ready to do battle with Reese Ward. I very well could be easily fight of the night. I could see it, man. Two monster warriors with giant hearts, Mick. Best of luck to you, man. Thanks for giving me some time.
Thank you, Bob. I can't wait to see you down there.
My pleasure, brother. Can't wait.
Later.